from the Fox 5 studios, this is Silver State Sports Live.
Oh yeah, we're doing it live. Welcome inside. This is Silver State Sports Live, your new one-stop shop for the latest in Vegas sports on the daily. I'm Mike Davis.
And I'm Mariah Janos. We've got a jam-packed show for you guys today with reports from spring training for the A's, the expectations for their top prospects, plus the Runner Rebels got themselves quite the baller in Dra Gibbs-Lawhorn. We're highlighting his 40-piece from the Silver State rivalry, but first, we have to start in the NFL as the trade watch for Maxx Crosby is on.
Yes, senior NFL insider Albert Breer reporting this morning that he expects the Raiders to trade Maxx Crosby as soon as this week. We've known that this could be a possibility as the Silver and Black retool under new leadership. Today on Sin City Beat, Q Myers of ESPN Radio explained why he does not expect the Raiders star edge rusher to remain in Vegas.
It just feels like at this stage of the game, I've been adamant that he's going to be a Raider in 2026, but man, it just feels so much at this stage of the game. There's so much smoke that there's got to be some fire. Right now, they're starting to put, I think Tom Pelissero from the NFL Network put the 7 to 10 days out last week. Now you're hearing Albert Breer put out sometime this week before the new league year starts. So now they're starting to put a timeline to this. So it's feeling more and more similar to the Khalil Mack situation, which I hate because, man, that made me sick when that happened. But it just kind of feels like we're trending more to the Raiders trading him than them not trading him.
All right, so Q is sick to his stomach.
Yes.
Do you think that this trade is going to happen?
I think it should, and it will happen.
Okay.
And this is why. Listen, Maxx Crosby turning 29 in August. This is a guy he deserves after 7 seasons of being a premier edge rusher in the NFL. He deserves the opportunity to go compete for a Super Bowl. Now, here's the problem. The Raiders are not going to trade him for a bag of chips. They're not going to trade him for nothing. So Micah Parsons getting 2 firsts, Khalil Mack getting 2 firsts. How does that happen? Well, here's my idea, Mariah, and I think if this happens, this trade I'm proposing, this can make all parties happy. Okay. Not just the Raiders happy, not just Maxx Crosby happy, but you and I.
That's personally, the most important thing here is if we are happy, then everybody's happy.
So get this, okay? Here we go.
I'm listening.
We know the Bears, the Eagles, the Patriots, the Lions. There's a lot of teams that want to be in the business of Maxx Crosby. Here's my hypothetical Maxx Crosby trade, as producer James just put that effortlessly on the screen. So we got Maxx Crosby going to the Eagles, A.J. Brown going to the Patriots.
Love it.
And they each give up 2 first-round picks in this year's draft, which we know are at the bottom of the first round. So the Raiders end up with 2 firsts. Eagles get Crosby, and your Patriots get A.J. Brown. Why wouldn't all teams say yes to that hypothetical?
I think that is a great hypothetical. I know you're taking the credit for it. I threw it out there first this morning, okay? I'm just saying, I think everyone could be happy here. I like the idea of it. I think it will definitely depend on whether or not Stephon Diggs stays in New England, what the need will be there. A.J. Brown certainly welcome by the Patriots and Mike Vrabel. He has said he wants to join them. I don't love, as a fan, Maxx going to Philly, but I do think it's a good move. The Raiders could get what they want out of it because they are asking for a Parsons-like deal in this one. So that would set him up perfectly for that. Now, I personally am believing that they should trade Maxx, but they won't, or at least they're getting their ducks in a row if they don't get the offer that they want. Because I don't think that a lot of organizations are willing to give up 2 firsts for Maxx. So yes, a 3-team trade would be the best case scenario there. But I think in terms of lining it up, should Maxx stay? They promoted Max's guy to defensive coordinator in Rob Leonard, someone he has a great rapport with. He's the defensive line coach, the run game coach. So that right there is setting Maxx up well if he does stay here. And then on top of it, they're moving to that 3-4 base defense. That has Maxx Crosby written all over it. A lot of blitz versatility there. So that could be appealing should Maxx stay. But I guess everything is on the table at this point in time.
The big question to me, it all comes down to one thing. Can Maxx Crosby be a part of the team that they're building with Mendoza? I don't think the timelines are going to connect. So I just think you have to move on, get what you can for him, and just move on and reset the franchise timeline.
I'm with you there. We'll see what happens. Keep our eyes and ears peeled in the coming days. All right, still to come here on Silver State Sports Live. We're headed out to Mesa, Arizona with Kevin Bollinger for A's spring training and how the team is handling the development of their top prospect. And don't forget, the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network is your home for the most live local sports. This week, the Lady Rebels take on Boise State. That's Wednesday at 6:30, the season finale. And the Las Vegas Desert Dogs head to Halifax for a showdown with the Thunderbirds. That's Saturday at 6 p.m. right here on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network.
You're watching Silver State Sports Live.
Work continues on the A's Las Vegas ballpark as we anxiously await opening day in 2028. But the team right now is getting ready for more spring training in 2026 in Mesa, Arizona.
And that is where we find Fox 5 Sports Director Kevin Bollinger with the latest on the green and gold. So, Kevin, this young core has another year under its belt after a promising 2025 campaign offensively. Now, what is the vibe, the mindset around the A's headed into the 2026 season?
Well, the vibe is certainly good here in Arizona with this team. They feel like they do have some momentum offensively, and they've kept that core young group of players together, signing a lot of them to extensions, so there's hope for the future as well. The question mark, just like there was last year coming into the season, is about the pitching staff and whether the A's did enough to make them more competitive from a pitching standpoint during the year. Of course, we're not going to know the answer to that question until we get into the season. But in terms of this core offensive group, they are fairly healthy for the most part. Lawrence Butler, the only one that is rehabbing from an injury. The rest of them, though, are feeling good and ready to hit the ground running come the end of March, first part of April when the season begins.
Yeah, Kev, A's top prospect Leo DeVries in the lineup against his former team today. How are the A's handling his journey through the system, and is there any expectations for when we could see him in the big leagues?
Well, the A's are going to bring DeVries along slowly. Keep in mind, he's still only 19 years old, so he's very young, and they want to work him away and not rush him if they don't have to. And right now, they really don't have to because they do have a good group of infielders with Geloff and Wilson, and they signed McNeil to bring him in as well. So the expectation is DeVries will likely start in Double-A, and then maybe at some point will make his way to Las Vegas to play for the Aviators sometime during this season. Not expected to be up with the big club at all this year, and possibly not until 2028 when the team moves to Las Vegas. Now, I say that with an asterisk by it because Nick Kurtz was supposed to start the season in Double-A. He had such a great spring last year that he started in Triple-A, and then he blew through the PCL, and we all know what happened from there on his way to the Rookie of the Year in the American League. So DeVries is going to be played slowly by the Athletics, but he is going to get up to the big leagues as soon as there's a need, and they feel that he's ready because they're in there for the marathon, not for the sprint.
All right, Kev, thank you so much. Now, we just heard him talk about that young talent. The Athletics have prioritized locking up the core of this roster for the long term, and sources are reporting another offer has been made to reigning AL Rookie of the Year, Nick Kurtz, as we just heard Kevin
Yeah, that's
talk
my
about him.
boy,
Yeah.
the big Amish, as I like to call him. Now, if they could get it done, this would mark the 5th long-term signing the A's have made in the last year, locking in Brent Rooker, Lawrence Butler, Tyler Soderstrom, and most recently, Jacob Wilson. Now, it was only a matter of time before Kurtz was going to receive an offer as well. So, Mariah, I want to ask you this. How likely is it that a deal gets done with the reigning Rookie of the Year?
Well, you look at his teammates that all accepted those offers. It's not as likely with Nick Kurtz, and here's why. He is top talent, reigning AL Rookie of the Year. He is on everyone's radar, and so the Athletics, sure, they have him locked up for the next 5 seasons. That'll keep him here through the move to Las Vegas. That's check box number 1.
Yeah.
But after that, nothing's guaranteed because his value could skyrocket in the next few years depending on his performance should he not have a sophomore slump, hopefully for the A's sake. But he is represented by an agent who is known for advising young clients not to take long-term extensions.
Well, here's my opposition right for you. Money in my hand today, Mariah, is better than money in my hand tomorrow.
He's already got money.
We don't know yet. He's 22. We know he's going to make a lot. He's still going to be under contract for the next 4 or 5 years. The difference here is whether he's going to sign that 7-year deal, the 8-year deal. We saw Jacob Wilson, 7 years, $70 million. Soderstrom, 7 years, $86 million. Lawrence Butler, 7 years, $65 million. To me, Kurtz, you're 22. You have 2 more contracts you could sign after this, baby. Grab that money now. The A's should want to prioritize to make this deal happen. And Kurtz, take the money today. Yes, 36 homers, in not even playing a full season. The only 2 players in MLB who had a higher OPS than him. Who was it? Ohtani and Aaron Judge. So this guy is a stud, but it's still 1 season. It's still 1 season we've seen this kid play, and it's not even a full season. Do what Jacob Wilson did. Take the money today. There's still going to be time. You're 22. Pop off, and then you get more money. We've seen your Boston Red Sox, right? Roman Anthony.
Right.
What did he do?
It's gonna
21.
Listen,
he took the money.
Listen,
Pete Crow Armstrong in Chicago.
Down,
he's going to take the money.
Enough examples. It's going to come down to Nick Kurtz's love for this team. He will take a lesser deal if he loves his teammates. You listed out all the contracts, all the numbers. That totals $281.5 million. How much money do the A's have? How much are they willing to spend? His agent is looking for a deal close to 100 to 150 million. Are the A's willing to do that right here, right now? Nothing is guaranteed.
They should.
It really depends on what he's being offered and how much Nick Kurtz loves the athletics
I'm not a financial advisor. You take that money today, put that in a high yield savings account, put that in some, stocks. Boom. You're making money right now.
You sound like my dad. Let's move on. You can watch the A's spring training games right here all weekend long on Fox 5 Las Vegas. The A's are taking on the Angels as part of Big League Weekend right here in Southern Nevada. That's this Saturday and Sunday. First pitch for both games set for 1:05 p.m. And a rough night in Pittsburgh for the Golden Knights, getting pumped 5-rip by the Penguins and losing their captain in the process. Mark Stone logged just 6 minutes of ice time before exiting the game with an undisclosed injury. There's speculation that what seemed like a harmless shove from Chris Letang in the neutral zone late in the first period is what caused the discomfort that sent the captain to his knees before skating off the ice. Head coach Bruce Cassidy confirmed he is day-to-day with an upper body injury, but no further specifics on that. The Knights' road trip continues Tuesday in Buffalo.
All right, hope we get Stone back soon. Coming up, the Runnin' Rebels are living for the thrill of it, and their guard is leading the charge. We're taking a look at Dra Gibbs-Lawhorn and his 40-piece from a masterful overtime win against Reno.
It's just business as usual. Like I said from the beginning of the season, I'm going to do whatever I got to do for our team to win, whether it's score, play defense, dive on a loose ball, sit on the bench, whatever.
But what can you say about Dre? I mean, he's just so efficient. So, yes, he's playing at a high level of scoring, but think about the efficiency and think about that everyone is trying. He's at top of the line of the scatter report. And the execution our guys did to be able to put him in those positions to make shots.
An insane game for the Runnin' Rebels this weekend versus Reno, taking down their arch rival Wolfpack in overtime at the Thomas & Mack in front of a crazy crowd. Now, the story of the game has been the story of this season. It's been all about this man right here, Dra Gibbs-Lawhorn. He dropped a career-high 42 points in what has been a career season for him. He's averaging over 26 points per game for the Runnin' Rebels since January 13th.
Yes, so the question becomes, when was the last time UNLV basketball had a player of this caliber, Mike? Who comes to mind here?
I mean, there's a lot of people that come to mind. If you want to go really back in time, I don't think he's at the level of a Larry Johnson or a Reggie. It's right, a Reggie Theus, any of those types of guys. Greg Anthony, he's not at that level yet. Anthony Bennett, of course, was a #1 overall pick in the draft. I don't even think he's at that caliber yet.
Yep.
I think maybe more of a Christian Wood, a guy who, an Elijah Harkless, somebody who has NBA potential. What did this game demonstrate when you drop over 40 points in a college game, Mariah. It means you have NBA potential. This dude has scored 42, 30, 21, 31, and 36 in the past 5 games, 40 for 22 on shooting. To me, this all demonstrated he can rough it up down in the block with guys. He can score at all 3 levels. To me, this just means he has NBA potential. But now that means we have an NIL discussion, Mariah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you named one of the guys that first came to mind for me, EJ Harkless, who is now within the Utah Jazz organization. There were only 3 games where he scored in single figures. So that was my comparison right there. So you hit the nail on the head with that one. But now you just mentioned NIL. What will it take? Because EJ left because of NIL as well. So what would it take to keep this guy? I spoke to some NBA agents and that deal with these kinds of deals. They said right now a Power 4 player of his caliber are going for well over $1 million. In order for UNLV to keep him, it would have to be comparable, close to $1 million, maybe even more. But then you've got other schools that will likely match that or even outbid UNLV. So again, it will then come down to the culture here at UNLV. Does Dra Gibbs-Lawhorn want to stay here? Does he want to stay within this program? That's what it's really going to come down to. But what do you think he's worth?
I mean, it's funny. I feel like I'm a financial advisor on today's show because everything's about money coming out of my mouth.
That's the world we live in.
It is the world. And I'm not a financial advisor. I don't do that in my off time. But this is what I will say. He left Illinois, which is a top-tier program. Why did he leave? Because the backcourt was crowded. They have guys going to the NBA. They have Keaton Wagler. This is a guy who's a stud, comes in as a freshman already making over $1 million at Illinois. So to me, what can we offer this guy? When A.J. Dybonsa from BYU is making $7 million, when Cam Boozer's making about $4 million, how do you compete? He's not in that range, but he can be the face of the franchise. He can be the face of all of Runnin' Rebels basketball. If he goes somewhere else, now he's got to go deal with other freshmen who are bound to make a lot of money. Here in Vegas, Dana White, Circa, all these guys start writing take out the checkbook. I don't know if anybody has them anymore in 2026, but take out the checkbook and make some moves because we got to keep this guy here.
All right, let's get the boosters on the phone. We'll start making some calls, see if we can keep him right here in Vegas. But let's move on to another area of basketball. I'd like to file a motion to rename the Unrivaled League to the Chelsea Gray Cup because the only way to have success in the 3-on-3 format is to get by the point guard, and spoiler, no one was able to. Gray earned MVP honors after receiving the most combined votes from Unrivaled players, coaches, fans, and media, averaging 24 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 6.1 assists per game. And we can't forget the one-on-one tournament, which she absolutely dominated, winning a $200,000 cash prize. Safe to say she's staying pretty sharp this offseason.
See, there you go, Mariah. More money to talk about. Yeah. And she's made a lot this offseason. All right, guys, coming up, the one, the only, Mike Tyson joins the show to discuss his new event coming to Las Vegas. Mike Tyson is bringing the Mike Tyson Invitational to Vegas. Launching on March 12th, the 3-day amateur boxing showcase is set to foster a brand new generation of American fighters. And Mike Tyson joined me on Sound Off Sports to talk all about it. Take a look.
I was looking at the amateurs fighting, and I was told that they were thinking about planning of taking the Olympics, and the Olympics taking boxing out of the Olympics. And I was saying boxing was like the heartbeat of the Olympics. Now they're just trying to get rid of it. And I wanted to, I realized they didn't have as many boxing clubs as they had when I was a kid. So I wanted to start that whole new culture again.
It's a special thing because not everybody gets, summoned to a guy like Customato, like you were.
Hey, you're absolutely right. There's that's a 1 in a trillion time situation. There's no doubt about that.
And that's why
I want to give back to boxing what he gave to me.
And what did he teach you? Because this is a guy, who really became not only just a father figure, but a mentor. And Teddy Atlas was there, Bobby Stewart. But Cuss was the guy who really taught you so much about not just the physicality of boxing and the peekaboo method and all that stuff, but how it's 90% mental, and that's what made you stand out as well. And people don't think about that.
100%. This is something else. Cuss believes in having a lot of experience. Fight as much as you can, as often as you can. Because, for instance, Lomachenko, right? This guy had probably 500 amateur fights, and that's only the 500 that he has on record. That's on record. To ask him about the fights that he had that's not on record when he's 5 years old. He don't count those baby fights when he's a little kid, he's 10, 15, 14. They don't count those fights. Those are hundreds of fights. And so that's why he comes to this country, have 5 fights or 3 fights to win a world title, because the guy he's fighting that's the champion in America is an amateur. Right. But he thinks he's a pro because he has the belt. This guy has 3 fights, 4 fights. He come and he knocks the guy out. Everybody thinks this guy's a god. No, he's not a god. He got 900 amateur fight experience. That's why he looks so successful and so brilliant with 2 fights.
It's
Do you understand what I'm saying now?
It's true, you're right. We all think about, we take a look at this record, there's not too many fights, but there's a whole career before the career even starts. Yes. And, for you...
He was a professional as a baby. Lomachenko.
Exactly. All right, for more and to get tickets, go to MikeTysonInvitational.com. And to watch the full interview with Mike Tyson, just go to our YouTube page, Silver State Sports.
Another big event went down yesterday, MGM, the Slam at T-Mobile Arena. You're a big tennis guy. You were there. How was it?
It was so much fun, Mariah, because the format was tremendous. You had about 8 professional players all competing, tie-break format, just to 10, a 10-point tie-break.
Oh.
So it was single elimination. You had Taylor Fritz, Tommy Paul, Gael Monfils, Fonseca, Kyrgios, Greek guy, who you love, but also Australian. So it was so much fun. It's just great to have tennis here in Vegas.
And nothing's better than single elimination. They've got the new baseball single elimination tournament coming up in next year.
Puts the pressure on.
Yeah, it does.
Just like us being live. It's pressure, but it's more fun.
Yes, pressure builds diamonds. Always remember that. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. I am Mariah. That's Mike.
We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, too.